Well, guys, I apologise for missing draft as I catch myself on the mic. I didn't punch it, I sort of attached it to my arm somehow. That was almost impressive. But to the riff we go. We'll have a little listen in, shall we? To the Gyos for the first game of the day. Something like that ought to solve it. Oh, guys. So, for context, I'm streaming from back home, which is lovely. Glad to be here. But it does mean I just had to do a little bit of nattering with my dad before I got here. So, draft looks like it went relatively interestingly. I'll turn my camera on in a second or two so you can all say hello. And I'll wave goodbye again. Angel on Azari should be good fun. We've got the Jarvan with the Rumble as well. Good hot pot combo. I think Varus with that is also really nasty. Pick CC for the Jarvan to set up with, for the Rumble to set up with. Very nasty in the mid game, that 1-2 item spike. On the other side, we have got the Talia, we have got the Trundle. Sets it well for an Ambessa. The Jhin can help follow up there as well. Lots of very dangerous pick combos on both sides. I'd argue a little bit more range in some ways from Ultra Prime, just in the sense that Talia and Jhin actually do end up being quite noxious from those long range points. And I do think the Trundle could be a bit of a menace if things go wrong. But I think that first bit of CC, that first item spike of that Varus, of that Ahri, with the Rumble hitting people, should get pretty nasty here once we start rolling. And EDG have been very good at snowballing through our early and mid stages. Which means I think I'm going to be going up against a little bit of a wall here. It can be a bit tricky to manage. Is everything alright on your end, guys? Hello, hello. Alex and LCD, he has got some personal stuff to manage in terms of getting people to stations and stuff, so he's a little bit tied up. So I'm streaming in that one. Might need a refresh, by the way. The audio T-Sync is rather bad. Got you. Right, let me see whether I can get a bit of a restart on that one. Thank you, Mecha. Oh, that's really weird, because on my end, it's not that crazy. Maybe it's the upload being funny. No, you're right. There is some serious desync there. Yeah, oh wow, okay, let's have a bit of a play with that. Right, guys, the feed is about to go dead, and I do apologize. Bear with me for a second or two while I just restart that. This will come back to live in a second or two. And there it is. There we go, audio desync solved. Beautiful stuff. Let me do this, I think. Beautiful, now I can see what's going on. Oh, we got to pause. Someone's disconnected. Don't want to see that. Right, let me turn the camera on and say hello. Oh, why is that not working? Hang on. Activate. There we go. Hi, guys. It's me. Hello, hello. Broadcasting live. I need to sort the size out on this while we're here. Something like that. That'll do. We can go up in the corner up here. There we go. Hello, folks. Good to have you in here. Get a bit smaller. Something like that. How are we all doing? Waiting on this pause so I come and say hello properly. Hey, Not a Frog. Hey, Mecha. Hey, Percurium. How are rehearsals? Very good, thank you. Yeah, I was learning all the stabs for Dancing Queen, which is a relatively complicated song, actually, in terms of some of the chord sequences, which is good fun. And what else are we doing? Blaming on the Boogie, and Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Crazy Little Thing Called Love's not that crazy. There is this really fun chromatic scale thing. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, ba da da, 1, ba da da, ba 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 ba, which is quite good fun to get timed with everyone else. Okay, so it's how do I put it? They're all like they're like mid-20s. We've got some serious mix of songs. However, it's full of cheese. It's full of cheese because we are all ex-house band musicians. We're all basically used to playing the trashiest of party songs for your viewing enjoyment, which is a great one. Hello, Solar Puffy as well. I see that. Let me pull up Onivia as well to say hello on that channel as well. How are you all doing on Onivia? Hello, hello, Karzul. Yo, pin this message. There is no caster audio, Sam. Wearing saber. Oh no, I've wear this all the time. This is a little. No, not even joking. That's a kyber crystal from a lightsaber. It's the nerdiest thing. It's quietly very nerdy. The reason there was no caster audio is because I was chatting with Dad. I had some stuff to do in the background, but I had to run away briefly. BDD is very good at the game. Yes, I had just seen some of those clips. It was looking pretty wild out there. Still got this pause to work with. Once we figure out what's going on, we'll know. But for now, it's just us waiting. Looks like there was a disconnect by Jarvan, so that'll be something to resolve one way or another. There we go. Let's more from my face. There we go. Or mouth, rather. There we go. That good. That's good. That'll do. Cheese is enjoyable. In controlled doses? Well, yes, the lactose tolerant, for sure. Live from Nottinghamshire, indeed it is. How was NLC yesterday? Yeah, good. Nord died a horrible death, but I'm not exactly surprised with how things were going. One second, I need to respond to Alex by getting a YouTube thing sorted so we can hopefully get YouTube in here as well. Be nice. Still waiting here a little bit to figure out what's going on. No idea. One of these days we will know. Get back into the game, Feeglings. Yes. Ooh, that's looking like some in-game stuff. It is. There we go. I can drop this for a second. Okay. Well, the camera can go away for a second. We'll head on over here and continue with where we left off. I'm getting a bit of shove up there. Best he can. It's gone for the teleport angle on the Varus. Is going for Poke Varus. We are not quite at the patch where Poke Varus has been nerfed pretty significantly. Don't want to see more on-hit Varus again. Though it does feel like Poke Varus comes and goes as he pleases, really. Not too much to be seen as yet. Just trading out there with ZDZ, tries to get the repudiation shield down, and will do so. ZDZ trades that one out well enough with the scrap shield, and it's just for muchness. There's the restart of that flame spitter though. E-Junk, that's a bit far. Flash on forward, ZDZ's got it. Oh dear. Start hopping around a bit, but there's just nothing left to be done. The cooldowns aren't there, and ZDZ just says, yeah, I don't think you win this in the middle of all the minions. Easy solo kill. Dragon gonna get attacked a few times here. We'll come back to look at this replay of Ejang going a little bit too far there, flashing to try and get towards the bush, and ZDZ following. It's become a relatively simple solo kill. Bonking of the scuttle crab ensues. Janhao gonna have a bit of a look in here to see whether there's any camps around. There will not be. Now Xiaohao's down towards his bot side. Theoretical angle here. Find a flag and drag into some painful experiences. Bonk a Krug or two. Oh, that really works into... Shasha is around, but Angel's not really falling for it on the new Hot Springs skin. Gonna come and collapse on this one. Palkia around. Junhao may now be in danger. Flashing for the pulverize into the headbutt. Knocks Junhao back, but of course still got the subs to get the ability to flash of their own. Are now double knocked up by the Grand Entrance. Angel coming on over. Has got an ult charge to work with. There is the Cataclysm to follow. Saber trading out well with that threaded volley, but it's still going to be Junhao that ends up falling by. You're now hit by that hail of arrows. Weaver's Wall comes on down from Saber, trying to buy some space. Knock up on Angel, who's in danger. Looks for the charm, can't quite find it. Palkia will body block a bit more as Xiao goes in with the flag, the drag. Palkia with a barrier picked up from the spellbook, survives, gets a triumphant raw heal, and Xiao's just down for the count as well. The equalizer on top of Saber. Flag and drag still lands. That is a 4 for none. Ultra Prime get wiped in EDG's jungle. I want a replay on that one because that is so well played by EDG. Body blocking out Saber on one side so we can't get the damage in. Junhao not escaping the Cataclysm. Roam up from ZDZ even to get the equalizer to ensure they do get the Taliyah in the end, because it all basically starts off with a collapse. Trying to punish this attempt to take on the red buff. Flash for the pulverize into the headbutt back. But Junhao starts getting away, and I thought with that Grand Entrance things were going to get dicey, but Angel is just faster on the response time. He's there. The Weaver's Wall starts a lot later on as Saber does eventually come across here in a second, right? But that Taliyah doesn't really find a seismic shove until now. And yes, sure, Angel's in danger, but it knocks him out of the deadly flourish range. He gets body blocked on the threaded volley by Palkia, and then finds a really good flag and drag after the flash angle. Palkia goes in, has got a barrier from the spellbook, so they can't even kill him. Really elegantly managed body blocking, really good summoner usage. Saber, even on the attempted rock surf away, gets caught by the flag and drag, gets caught by the equalizer. They'll at least have got the 3 grubs, and at least get a couple plates top side. That's nice, but it is still down a significant amount of gold here. Angel's just going to have to watch this one go down. It might even just be the first turret here, honestly. Keep our eyes on it. Anyone going to come and collapse? Palkia's coming. Arn's coming. Level 6 for Arn. I think this turret is still gone. And that will help even things up a little. There it is, full plates. And that actually does help mitigate the horrible discrepancy that was in bot lane. The problem, of course, was it was shared between like 3 or 4 people. Not like it's going to one person to feed them out. ZDZ's still going to get a couple plates bot side. He's feeling just fine here. Just to be a little wary of that. Oh, thank you very much. I've been delivered coffee by Dan. Can say hello? Well, you're on stream to you're onto the world currently, yeah. Hello?
Hey.
We'll go generally quite well. There you go. There you go, chat. You've met my dad. Be nice. He's going away now, but he's just delivered some very lovely coffee, which I'm very excited about. In a Star Wars mug as well. It's all on theme here, guys. So, top tower's been secured by Ultra Prime. And in fairness, that's it's a requirement to find something in this game. The problem is they are still, if you look at the top of the screen, down about 1,500 to 2,000 gold. Like, it is not a great space to be in this game. And already the kills are very much in EDG's favor. They can play for those objectives. Yes, the turret going down is important for Ultra Prime. It helps stop things being as bad as they might be. Keep Saber in touching distance. In fact, he's slightly ahead in gold. The problem is everywhere else, right? Jarvan is significantly ahead. Rumble and Varus in particular, though, being so ahead early on is such a problem. The Jhin is supposed to be able to mitigate the Varus early on. The Varus picked up 3 kills. The Rumble's gotten a solo kill. It's gotten a significant farm advantage as well. Ejang, we've had a lot of praise for. We were talking about his incredible showing over on Frank Esports before moving over here. He's had some great moments on Ultra Prime, but he is still a live by the one sword, die by the one sword type guy. And yes, that's a pun on his name. And right now it's EDG, who is that significant amount more experience, is on this team that is a lot more communicative in terms of what is happening on the map. That ability to know when you can go looking for those all-ins has been finding a lot more value as it stands right now. Dragon about to go down to EDG. They do pick up that second one. Herald will be spawning in about 3 minutes, and I think that will then likely be the contest for feats of strength, which would be just that extra bit of power in the mid-game, which may well be the nail in the coffin. Ultra Prime may feel like they're going to be obligated to fight it, especially as they are starting to get eclipse completed by the likes of Ejang. You have got that Sundered Sky down for the Trundle, and it is Sundered Sky, interestingly, not Trinity Force. A little bit more of that initial bonking, a little bit more sustain. Slightly less clear, certainly less damage on average across an extended duel. I would have to... Ooh, Corruption just wide. Look in. Again, you haven't got any objectives to fight for, so don't hate the use of the ability. But I'd have to do a little bit of mathsing to figure out exactly how good Sundered Sky is on Trundle, because Trinity Force does often feel like the must-buy. If any Trundle mains out there have insight on why what the thought process is there beyond what I'm kind of intimating here in terms of just that little bit of extra tankiness, that little bit of upfront burst. Love to hear it. Does lose you some movement speed as well, because you don't get the phage. There is EDZ in a lot of danger, though. Flash away, buys some time, but the flash from Ejang will get that to follow. Now you got a TP coming in. That'll be a potentially dangerous moment. Foxfire's down there. There's the Jarvan also coming. Ejang's got a little bit of space to work with. The flag and drag just wide. There will likely be a Cataclysm here, and there it is. Run out a lot of those cooldowns. Turret shots offline, but Ejang gets a knock-up. Will still go down. Ends up being the 1-for-1. Response from EDG to punish the 1v2 onto their top laner. Important to get Ejang that kill, though, nonetheless. Happy with the trample running. Not going to look to stick around there onto Junhao. Bonking away on some of those grubs. Gotta pick that up. There is still a lot of time here to get damage done onto this turret. Should be able to get that plate just before it falls. Man, Trundle, even without Trinity Force, has a lot of work there. They've got 3 grubs. They've given half a wave to Trundle, and that turret nearly died. That's the kind of thing that might hurt EDG if and when they end up going up to play in playoffs. He's setting on a ward here. Oh boy. Double flag drag, double pulverize after a bit of a flashy moment from Palkia, and the God of Space ensures a kill onto Saber, who was not respectful of the ward. ZDZ sidestepping that captive audience. Do check these pro placements on captive audiences when you move to mid lane Jhin players. It's very nice ways to keep yourself safe in mid lane, sticking on the corners of the walls. Means that when people do come for ganks, you can slow them down, throw a deadly flourish up, and it's a lot harder to actually threaten you. Should flag and drag through some of his raptors, clearing out some of these wards. Worth noting, Herald has just spawned, started up by Ultra Prime. Would be feats of strength if EDG can fight it. I'm certainly thinking about it. May just want to try and play for some turrets or whatever. Angel doesn't have TP, isn't here. Saber does and could join up. Palkia stepping forward to threaten Shower Shirt. Junhao on top of that Herald. Overcomes Ejang. I think to give this up with the Subjugate coming on down as well. The EDG give it up for a lost cause. Curtain Call. Palkia now potentially in danger. Will headbutt out to safety. Isn't taking quite a lot of damage to do so. There's the quickness, and doesn't have the ultimate. That's a bit much from EDG. Tried to come and contest, but don't actually have the Ahri there to do it. A bit greedy on the retreat. Get punished well. Kill goes the way of Saber. Top side, actually. ZDZ's just dead. He is. He's gone. Nice pickup. Good Weaver's Wall. Ultra Prime in the mid-game. Actually beginning to find some good picks here. Managed to get Yijang involved. How managed to get some value there with the Herald. They're going to try and charge back in. But when they see the rest of EDG coming along, they're going to turn that around. Unraveled Earth is enough for slow. Where is this Herald going? Is he going to get a charge him in? It is! No, that's foul. No! Just short! Oh, the sad bee, John Howe. Tragedy. That was some great driving, but he ran out of gas. There was no more fuel. Petroleum deficiency. We'll bonk some heraldy things. Bonk some heraldy things? What am I saying? I'm saying mad nothing. I went to go close my door. That's what actually happened. And I kind of just tried to find a way to slide back into conversation. I just chose random League-related words. Yijang eats about 20% of their HP bar. That nice charm angle from Angel has gone towards the Blackfire build, interestingly. Go towards what I'd imagine is a Leandri's second, so is the burn. I would rather the Bloodletters, honestly, with that mask. I think the double mask is awesome, so the double burn is awesome. Xiaoxia is not quite dead. The exhaust was enough, but the equalizer means that the Rakan dies anyway. Nice collapse there as ZDZ walks down the lane, gets that kill. Punish the Rakan in the Riverway. Trading from Yijang. Over comes the Weaver's Wall. Curtain call. Xiaohao's going to be forced to flash. He got trapped in the wall slightly there. Body blocked. You get the summoner of Xiaohao. Next on the docket, probably something like this dragon in a couple minutes. Already at Soul Point or EDG. I got them the feat to strength as well. Can't. Minute or so away, but we've seen so many of our teams fumble around that objective. But leery to say we could start that one on spawn. Too much happening as it stands. You fighting some vision control. That might be our next boarding call. Bit of a fight over this rub buff and angle. EDG are stepping up. Gonna hang around. Pillar is there. Smite not. Likely to be able to steal super cleanly. They just say, look, give that one up. Poke there on fire as Arn continues to be a bit of a menace. Got the edge of Night Shield now as well. Continuing to land those arrows onto Baye. Ow, that hurts. Takan aggroed by Angel. I don't think he wants to 1v1 that one, bro. And thank you very much, Whitebeard, for the sub. Appreciate it. Wow, 5 months. From 1970, no less. Appreciate you coming in and supporting the channel. It really does mean a lot. Atakan. Consideration here. Angel have a trundle running at them briefly, but is swift enough with the Foxfire. Just back away a little. It is the Blood Lattice Curse. Much prefer that second. There's the Cataclysm. Flash out from Ejang. Minute until Dragon. Angel now looking for potential return. Charm onto Shaosha. Blast going out to safety. But it does take Angel away from this turret. They can potentially look at it. Is there a teleport angle? Not as yet. Zoom out got us wondering. Jarvan's going to reset. Root onto Palkia. Doesn't lead to all that much. Turret will fall here. Another wave required, but it's done. Angel, I think, wisely saying, yeah, I don't really want to walk too far up here. I would be in a lot of trouble, but maybe forced to burn an ult, and that might give angle for an Atakan start because the ward control good right now for Ultra Prime around that objective. EDG have got Soul here in a few seconds, actually, should they so wish. Prime. Do around the Atakan, not so much around the pit itself. Public execution on top of ZDZ. He's in a lot of damage. The shove back and the rumble is down. Palkia now trying to help turn on that around. Arn is the one who picks up the kill onto the opposite number of Xiaosha. Now Ejang trying to get out, cannot do so. Angel with the resets beginning to roll. Let's go over the wall here into the Raptor bit on top of someone like Baya. Waiting for the Unraveled Earth to end. Won't overplay it. Instead, Dragon. Looking like EDGs. They go for a 2-for-1. Top lane is traded. Bot support traded. There's that Trundle on Krugs healing up. So this is just going to be sold towards EDG. Chem sold this game. Not necessarily the most valuable. Bit of CC reduction with the tenacity. Tends to play around those low health bars. No bad thing. Bad to deny it from someone like a Trundle and Mbessa. All things said and done, really. Again, and it's basically they go for the public execution, they land on the ZDZ, and that's nice. It's a good pick. The problem basically is it takes them long enough to do it, and they eat so much CC doing it that the double sizing shove ends up basically still going 1-for-1. Angel just gets to sit on top of this Mbessa without really much support because Ultra Prime were trapped on the wrong side of a wall. Arm guard now built up by Ahri as well. She's getting quite hard to kill, especially in these longer fights that she's looking for with this build. Riftmaker done from ZDZ. Similarly, extended fights aren't quite as simple as they want. The Shaosha over this wall, though. For an angle to potentially punish this Rakan again. On Rakan Rumble again. Quite out once or twice on these side lanes. Still don't know that that Rakan is there. Atakan's up, but they can get the pick into a rush on that. That might be a way back. They are going to know he's there now. Takes out that ward. ZDZ around. And lands an Electro Harpoon poke onto someone like a Jun now. Down to 5k HP. Shot still there. The Equalizer's going to force Ultra Prime to back away over it. The red carpet does a fair amount of work keeping Junhao away. Does have a flash. 3k HP, still aggroed. Angel looking to come on a flank. Palkia also standing in between multiple members. Headbutt, pulverize, flash, charm. Junhao gets out for a second, but the Cataclysm down, still healing. Subjugate value was good. Just about to survive, but now ZDZ flashes in and says, oh no, you damn well don't. Public execution comes on down, ZDZ is low, but not quite down. Oh, Palkia nearly falls and does in the end. Goes looking for the flashy play. Still gets another charm as Angel keeps resetting. Xiaohao also around the target access. Too high. Slow from the smite. Xiao looking for that martial cadence auto with the Sundered Sky. Just out of range. The flag after just short, and Xiaoxia gets out alive, but the tier 2 will fall. Atakan also taken by EDG. And another fight that EDG just feel better in on the whole. Shove up this mid lane as well. Look at this tier 2. TP'd in the ZDZ. Pick this wave up where he left it last. Resets commence. Baron a possibility next. The ZDZ unlikely to be stopped here on his journey through mid. Didn't quite have enough of a wave there to finish that one up, but the minions after might well do it. I'll have a look at this replay. It starts with a fairly decent chunk already onto Junhao. And then this headbutt pulverize into ult, flash charm. Junhao survives because of the Mikhails to flash out for a second or two, but he's still caught in the cataclysm. And then ZDZ says, oh no, you damn well don't. Flashes on him with a flame spitter, and that really is the start of horror shows to come. Angel burns that charge, gets the reset on the passive, look for more, lands the charm despite the seismic shove back. That's another ult reset. Really good stuff there. Now at 9 stacks, looking for a back angle though. Xiaoxia teleports in, the double seismic shove. They've killed off that Varus. So much of the gold goes down. Junhao healing very well, but there's still a flame spitter in front of him. He burns out. Angel on the backside gets in with the ult, a reset, another pick of that essence. Eats another soul, gets another spirit rush charge. And yeah, you killed off the Varus, but again, diving so deep is just giving license for EDG to throw the counter punch, and they find another there. In stylish fashion. Baron now surely EDG's. I appreciate the attempt, I do. Xiaoxia gets in, it's a wonderful seismic shot, but they just don't have the damage. Not when they needed it. And Angel, Xiaohao, and ZDZ still able to punish in the back end in their own way. Goldie will balloon even further. There is Xiaoxia who got behind. Didn't actually burn a teleport, just walked there. On, loses his spell shield, gets jumped on with a flash quickness. Seismic shove is cool, but at this point you're trapped in this pit with everyone else. And Angel just says, yeah, okay, I'm going to jump on the same, but you haven't got the cooldown left. You just burned them. It's a very good angle from Angel. Turns in favor of Xiaoxia. Nowhere to run them from Ultra Prime, who can't get a kill cleanly without being put out of position. There's the Magi's belt up for Angel. Game is pretty much over, folks. 10,000 plus gold lead, feat of strength, soul, Atakan, 43 petals to 8, 35 discrepancy, 3k gold, something like that, worth of additional stats and XP. Turret likely to fall here. Really a lot to be done there as Angel's so mobile at this point. It's very difficult to lock them down for an extended period. Inhibitors both falling afterwards in mid and top simultaneously. We just look to try and get onto these Nexus turrets now. Ultra Prime, you may well need to pull the trigger here before you run out of time. Even consider that. Yeah, threatening with the Hex Flash. Got an exhaust on him. Someone does go in. There's the Cataclysm barrier, flag and drag, the equalizer after the exhaust, the barrier buying some time. It just isn't enough. Deleted by Arn and a piercing arrow. Xiaoxia will throw down the redemption, buy some time, but a charm off the fountain from Saber. Flash pulverized from Palkia. They bring down the Trundle. The Rakan follows. Ejang not having much fun. The sword is shattered. They will kill the Ahri on the fountain. But that is the only silver lining you find as EDG. It is a... Jaio's first.
敌军还有30秒到达战场，碾碎他们。
A little bit of a look in here. I think with that statistic graph kind of aligning with where we felt we were expecting things. Good mid-game spike. Gets trickier as the game goes on. Early on in lane, actually, as well. The Sion can be a bit of a menace. The Victor can be a bit of a menace into the Galio. You do have that range v melee matchup. EDG find their way into the bush. Blooming Burst comes on down. Chunks by it briefly. Has gone towards the Comet. Palkia no spellbook or anything on this Nico. I'm not seeing any super crazy summoners here. Baya going for the Ghost, worth noting. For the double mobility on the Xayah. No barrier or cleanse or anything like that. I think when you have got so many people diving at you, the mobility probably is key. And everyone else can buy quite a lot of time and space with CC and just bodies in the way. Early on, though, it's going to be the shove for the Corki and the Nico. It's this Corki skin as well that drops, like, fried eggs. I don't know how I feel about that, guys. I really don't. Watch when this Corki skin balances. Because it's going to basically say, my bombs are eggs, but as a bird plane, the fact that that is what I am doing is slightly disturbing, that I'm using my unborn children as weapons of war, which just is it's quite dark as a concept, really, isn't it? Potentially delicious. The fried eggs look great. Napalm fried eggs. The chemicals. But you know, just conceptually, bit dark. LCP where I think Kitty might be co-streaming if you're interested in that one. We're doing LPL over here at the minute. Thank you for the follow, by the way, Fonse. Throws down the Gatling gun. Xiaoxia will have the door block the initial burst of it, not too much more. Xayah is being sent to solo lane against the Aatrox, interestingly, while the Braum will be joining Ejang as a solo lane option. Resets now coming on through. Say that, denied that. We'll clear out that ward. It does slow down this clear, though. Xiaohao's around. Second ward cleared. This gets interesting. They're resetting on vision. They're resetting on vision. Ejang's now in danger. Oh, boy. There's the fried eggs down. And it will be cider bacon, courtesy of Sion, who's sliced and diced up. First blood towards that Xin Zhao. Unfortunate stuff. Now the TP from the Aatrox comes on in. Xayah will have that wave. Not quite shoved all the way into her, but Corki's going to be just fine to reset. Will it be the cull angle? It will be the cull on the tip. Scale as quickly and hard into the mid game as you can. Lose a little bit of that early power, but as soon as that cull cashes in, you are going to be on a phenomenal spike. On the side right by has gone towards the early long sword. He's going to be slower on picking that up if they even get to go towards it at all. Zoning off the wave a little here. Should be able to pick this one up just fine. Ultra trying to get a little bit of control where they can. Arm was a little low here, but Xiaohao's also around. They burn the heal, burn the ghost. Palki's going to flash away, but there's still going to be the Pathapult and the Braum pass coming on down. Unfortunately for them, there's still a 3 talents right knock up. Baya is likely going to die. So is Xiaoxia. Donate one kill on towards Arn. Xiaohao's going to be donated the other. And EDG make it the 1 for 2 in their favor. At the very least, Baya's the one who picks up the kill onto Palkia. But again, you burn both summoners on the Xayah. Still die. And Arn's still there going, cool, I burned my ghost. Still got Flash. I've still got Valkyrie. Yeah, you're going to have so much fun in this lane. The answer is no, you're not. Xin Zhao also being ahead of curve is very good news for the side of EDG. They're doing this all before a lot of those level 6s come up, when they are going to need to be a bit more wary about their choices of engage. And these individual bleeds, good news. Cull also for the Aatrox. They are wanting to spike as aggressively as they can. That kind of 15-minute mark when we're likely going to see those cashed in. Need to win to spike briefly. Turns around quite happily onto Xiaoxia. Baya clears out the majority of the wave. Arm will be able to force bomb some of it. Trying to catch Baya as well. Can't quite. Double daggers also just shy. And the wave largely picked up there by Arn and Palkia. Winds of War trying to catch Saber, preventing too much of a backstep. Sion will ult Choo-Choo towards the wave. So, EDG. A very good spot again in this game, and let's be real, it's a squad that's been in a very good spot all split long, having had a dismal time in split 1 and 2, just about avoiding being eliminated for the year. OMG, like RNG, just shy of that tangle barb. That got a bit dicey. One of the most storied and successful organizations in the league, bar none. The languishing in Nirvana was a bit of an embarrassment, especially after the Doom squad of a couple years ago as well. It was pretty miserable viewing for EDG fans for a little bit. But this new squad, the addition of Palkia, really given them a little bit of something to them. They look a lot more dangerous, a lot more coordinated, a lot more sharp, maybe is the way to put it. They're all on the same page. All a little bit quicker than everyone else down in Nirvana. Again, it is Nirvana, though. But a contest over there. Smite fight available. Jumping onto Junhao's going to Cyclone and takes the Dragon. Angels behind. You've got nowhere to run. Hero's entrance. An audacious charge. And a 3 Talon strike. Not quite there. Wind becomes slightly just wide. Gravity Field Flash from Xiaohao eventually forced. But they do get the kill and the Dragon. And Ultra Prime even Flash for the Winter's Bite from Xiao. Should try and slow someone down. Oh, dear. Junhao on Ultra Prime has often been their talismanic player, the person they need to be leading the way. In Split 2, when they were almost making it to the Ascend group, it was often off the back of Junhao and things like the Nefiri, but they just choked when it mattered the most. To see him struggling here into Xiaohao is not a good sign for Ultra Prime fans. Hit and miss, to say the least. Saber similarly in that kind of space. When we've seen him on things like the Akali, it looks great, and then sometimes the plays get a little bit to his head. Junhao finds Junhao trying to take down this Dragon, jumps on him and says, yeah, you got Cyclone, but no tanking this at all right now. I win these. Teleport's about to come flying from the Braum, but there's the Flash after the Gravity Field because the wind becomes lightning fails, but Flash over gets it, and then you've burned your teleport. Yeah, it's only on the support with the spell, but still not exactly easy time. 2,500 gold lead to EDG at 9 minutes. Oh no! Win becomes lightning steel over the wall. Oh, insult to injury. I say Junhao is your litmus test. Your talismanic player. You need him to be looking good. Those kind of moments are not what you want to see as Ultra Prime fans. Baye also eating a lot of damage with the Sheen procs from Arn. Ow. Grub started. Should claim at least 2 here. Doesn't look like we're going to see a contest from Ultra Prime. That'll just be a second objective towards the feats of strength. It is red across the board for gold numbers. 1,300 gold lead towards the Shinzo, who will now be an additional carry threat. Sundered Sky at 10 minutes. Yeah, that'll do it. The Corki's up for nearly 1,000 gold. Aatrox up 600 gold. Still got Coles to cash in on both. Give this another 2-3 minutes and those Coles cash in, and that's going to expand by another 300 gold or so on each. And then yes, you've got great defensive tools from Ultra Prime, but a lot of your damage, a lot of your ability to really stand and fight back will be predicated on hitting 2 items, some levels on the Wukong, the Victor, the Xayah. You're not likely to get there on a good timer, I feel like, right now, and if instead, you're forced into these 1v1s, these 2v2 skirmishes where you don't get to use your full defensive paraphernalia. I do worry for Ultra Prime here, especially with the early start to this game going so poorly. Jumping forward now is Junhao, but Xiaohao's here. Speed his way forward. He's got a 3 Talon Strike available. Xiaoxia puts a ward down. Xiaohao will be gifted a very frozen present. Another couple plates gone. Remember, they got the 3 grubs. It's 1,500 gold lead now for this Shinzao, who's up 20 CS. Yeah, this is looking tough. Not a cheap build from Wukong. It's part of the issue for him. You do fall behind. You end up behind for quite a long time and just very squishy until you get second item in. Down a level. Realistically, a level and a half. Saber's going to face plant Angel, who gets a nice passive trade off there. FaZe rushes away. All Radiant an opportunity, I suspect, this game. It is a very good first item if you can get away with it. And I think, by the looks of it, he'll be able to get away with it. Hull cashed in for this Aatrox. Puts him 1,000 gold ahead. Corki needs a wave or so to do the same, but will be similarly advantaged in short order. Yeah, watch this gold lead expand for the Corki in about a second. 3 stacks. Dragons up. 1. We're zooming over him. Here we go. Oh. Nobody wants to like this. Stop him getting the minion. There it is. Cull cash in. 1,400 gold lead now. Yeah. Ooh, 1,500 even. Yeah, that one, that's rough. Gold lead just balloons to about 5,000. 4.5 as I see those numbers tick up a little for Ultra Prime, but still. Feat of strength. Very significant gold lead. Corki's probably going to hold here a little bit before resetting. He's already got the Trinity Force, so may as well wait before backing properly. Junhao is trying to pick up some camps where he can. Get up those Krugs. An idea that he's around. He did just TP in. Junhao will just go, yeah, I'm not going to catch that Wukong, but I will be able to pick up these Krugs at the very least. The little ones are worth more gold anyway. Having fun out there, chap. Atakan throwing a Drake and they're back in. That's the way. That's the way. Blue buff. Stolen. Not really a lot to be done about that one. Reset from Corki at some point soon, one would imagine, to see a lot more gold get stacked up. ZDZ also 8.5 versus Bargain Bucket right now for Ejang. Kinda sucks. Blue buff. Junhao is around. Oh, I think we need to be a bit careful here, actually. Blue buff, taken by Xiaohu, will press and guard, try to jump on a Junhao. Pop Blossom back. Featherstorm is there. Palkia now in danger, needs to try and run away and will do so, sped up. Arm will Valkyrie over the wall. Unfortunately for Junhao, ZDZ was waiting with the world and to get the reset. Saber's going to have to flash over, as is Xiaoxue. Angels come down. Going to look to come on over the wall. Flash for the taunt. Gets onto one. Xiaoxue likely going to be the trade for it. Feathers are good. Decimated smash just wide. Xiaohao now looking to get over the wall. When becomes lightning, will jump over with the audacious charge. Ejang knocked up and knocked around. And eventually down. And this ain't Chumbawamba. He ain't getting back up again for all that long. The zombie form. Only be around for a second or two. CDC does end up taking a bit of damage there. But EDG find another couple kills. Junhao goes down. Ejang goes down. So many flashes from Ultra Prime Burn. It gives a wave. Plus 3 grubs in mid lane. There's Trinity Force on this Corki. That turret is likely dead here, you have to imagine. Xiao nabs away some Krugs as well. That's now nearly a 2,000 gold lead in the jungle. Turret in mid lane goes, so Baye's going to have a lot harder time finding safe places to farm. It just goes from bad to worse here. And the gold lead is looking mighty significant. We'll have a look again. Because Junhao looks to come and try and steal that one. Doesn't get it. I think it's blasted back towards the wrong side. Palkia goes looking for the Pop Blossom, but the Glacial Fissure plus Featherstorm makes it a bit of a tricky one. Flashes out to safety with the heal. It does end up going quite low. The problem is ZDZ is still around. And Junhao doesn't get out to safety. Flash 1, flash 2. ZDZ also flashes. And Angel's going to flash over the wall. Looks for the big taunt. Can't quite get everyone, but does get the double taunt as Ejang with that ult forces slightly less than optimal Galio play, but Xiao's going to die here anyway. Minute and a half until Grubs. Herald is up. I think this is going to be a fast series, folks. I really do. Engage. Angel might actually just end up dying here. Is he going to get a chance to run away? Hang on, there's the rest of EDG. No! Oh, John, no! He got away on 40 HP. Oh, even when it goes right, it goes so wrong. That's horrifying. Oh, that's rough. Cleaver's in. Muramana being stacked. Baye is going to go up into the sky, but there's the Tangle Barbs after. Herald used to escape from Palkia. They get the kill onto Arn, who is gratefully eating some bird for dinner. Tier 1 bot side falls. Angel will be the one to deliver it into the Tier 2. There's a decent angle out. Still got a big old shield. Winds of War come down. Tier 2 also now under threat. Palkia with the Pot Blossom on 3. Junhao running back. Glacial Fisher down, but the taunt afterwards with the shield of Durand and Saber is unfortunately bringing a knife to a gunfight. That sword is just a little bit too short to be a threat at the moment. Tier 2 falls all the while. ZDZ's got the shove up in mid. Ejang now needs to be wary. Clone is thrown out. As the Tier 2 goes down, pick up onto Palkia. So there's the taunt. And Ejang travels as well. They do kill off the Nico's second death of the game, but this gold lead, this win percentage just gets higher and higher and higher. Nab the whole blue side quadrant while they're at it. 80% chance odd to win. There's the Atakan on the other side of the map. I apologize for what I was thinking about. I thought they were walking towards that rails. Hang on, it's on spawning on bot side. As Junhao has somehow ended up in a 1v1 with a world-ending Aatrox. There's a taunt. Redemption comes on down. Is it going to be enough to keep him alive? It might be, you know. Hang on, they've gone quite deep for this. Angel goes down. Xiaohao somehow killed by elsewhere, though. What is going on? Xiaoxia is going to get out to safety. ZDZ eating the Arcane Storm. Teleport's flying. Arn is here. So is Xiaohao. Ejang. It's a bit of damage. Audacious charge over the wall. ZDZ looking for the knock-up. There's the CC chain. Gravity field comes on down, but it will be not enough to keep the Scion alive. Xiaoxia now potentially in danger as well as the flash from Ejang after the teleport. Just not enough to keep him there as Arn does eat the Siphon Power Auto. Clearing out these wards. Goes, yeah, that one was not so fun. I'll back off that one. But shouts back towards the blue, but is taken by Junhao. Here's the replay. Just flashed over the wall to the Crescent Guard. Oh! Nasty stuff from Xiaohao. Gets the knock-up with the Audacious Charge 3 Talon Strike. And the gold lead continues to expand. Infernal Dragon and Soul Point available for EDG. They are up 12,000 gold or so. Yeah, that is a 4.6k lead in bot lane. There is a 2k lead in top lane. And there's a 3.6k gold lead in jungle. This is Demolition Derby stuff. They just walked with a Herald. Got mid lane. They got bot lane tier 1, bot lane tier 2, mid lane tier 2, top lane tier 1, and a load of kills to boot with it. In the blink of an eye. That is a brutal sequence. Arn is quite literally 5,000 gold or so ahead of the next richest member on Ultra Prime, individually. Oh my day. Well, close enough. Atakan started. Down to 10,000. Region control on that tri-brush. Not fantastic from EDG. You can just sort that out, or things get a little bit dicier. They've got a couple control wards in. Bayer now coming on up. Finding your way through this bot side river. Good taunt out of the gravity field. On trading up with Ejang. Pop blossom for the bush on 3. Nice angle from Palkia. Now needs to run away. Does take a lot of damage. Won't quite fall down. But there eventually is Ejang picking it up with the ultimate. Xiaoxia just about surviving. But Xiao stepping on forward to Bayer. Who's forced to Feather Storm. Ejang goes down. Another wind becomes lightning. Feather Pull is not enough to survive as ZDZ flashed on in with the Darkened Blade and the Deathbringer's Dance auto. TP behind. Angel's there. Xiaoxia running. Saber looking to try and find an angle out. The Braum will survive with the flash, but it leaves the Victor to be not with his namesake. The only victory being found right now is one in death. Saber goes down. Atakan is there. EDG find another great fight. Atakan surely there at this point. What a pop blossom. What a pop blossom. Goes from there, doesn't it? EG in a phenomenal position now in this game. Up nearly 15,000 gold. This is going to be one of those fabled 20,000 gold league games. Maybe it will be. Looking pretty damn extensive at this point. Behind. Arn's got to be a bit careful. Got a blast cone out. Nice management there. Got then body blocks in that corridor. Pop Blossom! Gets on to 2. The other pulls there. Might lose Palkia for it, but it's going to come at such a hefty trade. Everyone's locked down for so long. ZDZ's there. Calls in the hero's entrance to the Galio. Ejang goes down, and they will trade out that Nico quite happily for 3 members. Another Darkened Blade. Another Deathbringer's Dance auto. Saber trying to speed himself up. With the Siphon Power, can't find the Umbral Dash Darkened Blade combo. They get out quite happily. So, Ultra Prime at this point find themselves an unenviable amount of gold behind. What's that? Hang on. 17,000 gold behind? Ish? 17.5 at this point. Arn's just going to take the Baron and just like run at this turret. Keep our own the gold graph. Are we getting to 20,000 gold? Are we even going to get chance? It's going to be a very hefty gold lead by the time we're done. They're going to go back for Infernal Soul. Oh boy. Palkia on a flank angle. There are a couple wards here. Turned off. DDZ looking. Palkia's also around. Ultra Prime, I think you might be in trouble. It's another fight. Dinner bell's rung. Palkia goes to start it. Will likely die for this. but it's going to buy more than enough time to blow up so many more members. Junhao tries to get some value and just can't find much more than the bargain bucket. And unfortunately within it is discount prices to the funeral home. Towards the base we go. It's nearly there. I think with these turrets falling, it will be a 20,000 gold lead to EDG in 28 minutes to finish up this series. It is a statement. And the statement is saying Ascend Group playoffs. Be fearful. We are back. We're here to prove exactly.
敌军还有30秒到达战场，碾碎他们。全军出击！轰炸行动！
Well, folks, live we are. I have wonderful chai tea. Very tasty. And Billy Gaming are playing off against JDG Gaming. And there's battle for the ages. And goes on with that, putting the pulverize. Joel's the one who's taking the damage at first. Why we've gone with the transatlantic accent, I could not tell you, but here we are. Shadow. Looking to throw down some raptors. Oh, Sean is also clearing out the wolves. It's a fun accent. I like that one a lot. Chai tea, it's cinnamon and vanilla chai tea. It's very nice loose leaf stuff. Bin Q start over E to contest push maybe? Yeah, probably is actually. You still lose shove early, but if you're not going to trade out that well, you do get more farm theoretically that way. And it slows the shove of the Scion. You do eventually get shove into Scion, but the first few levels, as we kind of seen, particularly since the Q nerfs, you just don't quite have it anymore. You need a few more levels, a little bit more AP. Shun, level 3, has red buff. That's full build Poppy as far as I'm concerned. They're dead. Oh, baby. On's about to fall down. Elk's going to try and step forwards. Good pulverize, flash on in. On likely dies. Does end up getting quite deep for this. Shadow's around. I wonder whether they can play this one, actually. Shadow, with a drive, could maybe look to find some value here. It's the shield. Pays ends up taking quite a lot of damage. And Elk, without too much mana, we still have to back away on that one. Should get this wave crash at the very least. What did that end up costing? Flash on Shun. Summoners on. Heal on Zhou. Too much more. The wave will just about crash. Pays burns the Valkyrie to get the wave cleared. Elk's going to sit here and get this wave shoved in as well. Just trying to make sure that this back is not as comfortable for Corki as they'd like. Partly why Shadow turning up and walking at them was pretty valuable. Corki still had flash and barrier, so I think jumping on him would have been a bit of a nightmare. Pace didn't reset. Very nice. Missed that one minion, though. Gets one. Woo! Misses two. Not too much more on the map right now. Lane swap's coming through nonetheless. There's a TP in from Sion. On is around clearing up this wave vaguely. Civ is already rotating down. They have to know the lane swap's now coming. Rumble needs to be a bit wary here. It's really trying to get this wave shoved and saying, yeah, you don't get to hold this wave, not for free. There we go. It does end up crashing. Did lose a ward. Been turning up. Wants to try and electro harpoon something here. May well just have Shadow come around and just help this shove come on forwards. Quick shout out to chat. Yeah, I worry a little bit, Karzo, about whether that delayed reset will end up being more harmful in the long run. We'll see. Yeah, you're Karovan, you're absolutely right. Chai does in fact mean tea. You're right. It's become a colloquialism. It's a particular kind of tea to us now. Which, you know, is a bit silly, but there you go. It just means TT. But yes, it's vanilla cinnamon chai. But considering, I would say that chai in general has a distinctive flavor that makes it distinct to just tea to me. I will generally call it chai tea because I mean this kind of flavor. Though I do grant you that the name ends up being a little bit superfluous by virtue of being just, you know, tea in another language. Zhao Xu might actually be in a spot of danger here. Nice X-Push out of the bush. I think he's just dead. There's nowhere really to run. We'll try and clear out this wave best he can. Has got level 6, but will be a kill donated over towards BLG's Elk. Ricochets occur. Lots of CC stunning. Headbutted away from the wave to deny the cannon and stuff. Very nice. Cull for both AD carries. Wave is crashed. Headbutt under the tower. So he can't hold the wave. Very good. Jaw's been trying really hard to hold waves for Pays. Means that the cannon is lost, actually. Not bad. Double Shattering Strike angle here. Jaw? Jaw? Oh no! Oh no! Just about crashing down. The Impale, though. Yeah, that was greedy. Tried to get the double Shattering Strike and crash down away. Unfortunately, there was a Skarner in the river with level 6. And now there's a second kill towards Jackie. Not towards Jackie, towards Elk. No top esports today. That's genuinely really bad, actually. Corki was in a fantastic spot, but that overstep there is problematic. Yeesh. It evens things up bot side, realistically, more than anything. But this is going to be a really big back from the Sivir. Is it going to be BF Sword or a Caulfield? Let's have a look now. Should be a fair amount of gold. She just picked up 2 kills in lane. It's going towards Essence Reaver. Realistically first, knowing Civ is. Jeez, I'm trying to ring it. Flicker Blade set. Essence Reaver, Flicker Blade's Infetch? Something like that, isn't it? I'm having a moment here, trying to remember Sivir builds. I'm stuck around in lanes, still hasn't actually pulled off that reset. Got enough mana to make it worthwhile. Grubs have spawned. Sivir won't be there if BLG want to play this. Corki's roamed up through mid. Realistically, because of that delayed reset, I mean, Sivir can join a little faster if she's got on the hunt. Okay, hang on. Nice angle from Scout. Gets onto Knight. Doesn't have the flashes yet. Gonna get stunned into the wall. Doesn't blow. Flash! Knight! Doesn't have it. That's why he couldn't do it. Of course, I thought he still had the flash. Doesn't. So Scout ends up finding a really good angle. Shun with his own flash. Take back my words against Knight. Didn't actually have that summoner to work with, but it's still a nice pickup and actually a significant lead in mid. Scout is up 10 odd CS. Gets that initial assist there as well. Gets a shuffle down towards bot side. BLG gonna get the flash out of Shadow. Why are you contesting? You've just lost your mid and your AD carry's not there. Maybe wanted to drive through one of the walls and smite as he goes, but again, you're into Poppy. You will get W/stun into a wall as you do that. Not sure on that one. So, gold back to dead even. But Scout having a great game right now. Laning very well into Knight of all players. Then, ahead of the Scion now. Good news from that front. BLG will have some Blast Cone shenanigans courtesy of On. Elk, again, very much a win condition right now on the Civet. Couple kills early is good news for them. Should be able to pick up the dragon as well. Shun unlikely to be able to contest here. Pays. Oh, my days. Had to flash that. Summoner down. Nice little bush bait there. Game state as it is, who are we favouring? Really, it's not that crazy on either side. I think BLG are about to come into their point of significantly greater power. Leandries is now done. Knight's in danger. The Ghost from Jaws coming across, Shattering Strike, Magnet Storm. Still has the Seismic Shove to work with. Managed to hold his nerve a little bit there. Magnet Storm down, but loses half the HP bar. Didn't want to burn the Crash down because there was still the Unraveled Earth to make things trickier. There might have been a mount up into full tilt as well to give the speed, so might also just not been available, to be fair. Baramancy makes some work, you know. Ooh, hang on. On goes to the headbutt pulverize. Let's get shuffled back towards the turret. The Scout will shifting sands his own way out to safety. Shadow also coming on over. The Unbreakable Will is popped. Overcomes Shadow, looking potentially for an angle. Throws up an Enfeeble. Doesn't get the auto he's looking for that Heartsteel proc. Would have been nice. Pays needs to be wary. TP behind. Does have Valkyrie. Doesn't have Flash. Knight looking. Begin to threaten here. Has an Unraveled Earth angle. Coming into the Valkyrie. Unlikely to be able to be available. Does stun themselves up to get out to safety. Out comes the barrier. Driven into the wall. Nice angle. Flash out from Jewel. Gets him out to safety, but Pays is dead. War behind, not spotted in the alcove. Knight gets the kill. TP will come to help save this turret. Knight's going to try and play for the turret plate, I think. Joshua is here. Decimating smash across the wave. Knight ends up taking aggro. Elk gets a plate in mid. Puts the ward down during the replay. Oh, very nicely done, Knight. Sets that one up a little bit in advance. Very heads up play. Punish the overshove from Pays. Hollow Radiance built up from the Scion. You are into double AP solo laners. I think that makes some sense. Sure is going to spot out on. Someone's also coming here. I don't know how much on can play this. There's off the blasting cone ward. Good wards there in general from JDG. Knight can't really shove up here with draw around. On not going to be having the easiest time to come on up. Like rock surfing a little here. Okay, go with the Magnet Storm. Not sure about that one, mate. About a minute and a half till either Dragon or Herald. Objective and turret still up towards a marker for feats of strength. JDG would need both. BLG would need either or. Oh, nice. Unraveled Earth. Scout was looking for a potential angle there with Jaw and Shun around to see whether they can get Knight caught out. Can't quite do it. On's now coming on down. Remember, sure it doesn't have the flash. Have to crash down over the wall. All that much more helpful. They'll shield a little bit of damage. Hayes eats some back as well as them ricocheting the boomerang blade comes across him. Both have cashed in the call. They're rich people right now. We're going to see a trade of these neutrals or a contest. A bit of damage there. The Hollow Radiance burn. Punking bin and trade. Oh, it does get to stay in mid. Ricochet through that wave. Be able to reset off this. Wave kind of lost by Pays as a result, actually. Thought he'll turn up. I had to sack about Minions at least there. Does end up picking up that melee, so I'll take it back somewhat. Could get both there. Silent ult bot side. Means he won't have that ult available though. Potential contest around either Dragon or Baron. Shadow threatening forwards here. Does impact. Full available. Still has the Bastion shield. Towards the Herald BLG are looking right now. Picking that up into potential first turret. The solid angle. Sounds roaming up the river. Doesn't have the ult. Will be there in a decent time. Finn does have TP. TPing now. Towards the rest of the squad. Herald secured. Fight after a consideration on find the engage necessarily he was looking for there. Steadfast presence burns. Herald angle into mid lane into fighting over Dragon. Go. Ready at half HP. Won't kill it in one go. Probably. The ricochet after. In goes on. Flashes away. Team members. Level Earth down. Pick up the Herald and drive towards Dragon or safety depending on what they're feeling like. Shadow is the designated driver. We'll drive through the Scuttle Crab, baby. And through Dragon as well. Scout's going to try and get this top side turret. Doesn't have teleport. So wouldn't be able to come to test anyway. So BLG get Herald, mid-turret, and Dragon off that sequence. That gets them feats of strength. At least Scout trades back for turret top side. But a much better sequence, I think, from my eyes, for BLG fairly heavily. Sion not having the ult, having to walk up. Bin burning that TP does get to the play a bit faster. They can't really contest the Herald, and then things snowball out from there pretty well. Not sure what the plan was there from JDG. At that point, just trade out for Dragon. Scout playing solo queue. I mean, a little bit, but then again, he needs to get as much resources as he can. The moment they couldn't make that fight happen, his call was right, well, okay, look, let me go get some resources elsewhere, because I think he does have to be the serious threat this game. And I think on the whole, he's actually played pretty well. I think Pei's getting caught out bot side. I think Xiaoshu ulting to that lane as well was a bit of a question if they wanted to contest around Grubs. If they didn't want to do that, then they really should have just grouped up with the 3 Grubs to push for turret or go for the Dragon. They ended up kind of trying to contest Grubs and then losing both objectives and first turret as a result. So really not pretty. I think if I had to call back to a moment in this game where BLG win, where JDG started to give up significant advantage, that would be it for me. Just a bit greedy, really, I think, in terms of the map play. On is around with a Mega Blast Cone, so it's draw and pays, but it means they really can't turn up particularly freely. Defend this turret crash. Wave is shoved in, and the rest of BLG go marauding through the jungle here. Shadow looking to drive onto Pays, will Valkyrie out. Shadow pretty deep here. Force Pays away from the wave a little bit. Shadow maybe now in danger actually as overcome Xiaoshu looking for that ult. Elk will then throw the on the hunt just in case, just to give that little extra burst of speed. Just a prank, bro. Nothing else. Second item done. Both 80 carries. Shadow strike. Scout could go looking here. On over the wall. Prevents the Azir getting involved. Equalizer onto Pays. Nightweaver's wall's in. But now he's a bit split off. Damage onto Pays is good, but it'll have to be a flash out from Knight. Flash is being blown everywhere you care to look. Shadow and Knight down theirs. Nothing burn on the other side. Shuffle on to on. Pays down to 10% HP. Like, BLG got the better HP bar trade, but just not quite coordinated enough on terms of who they wanted to hit. Scout needs to shuffle out. But the HP bars are a bit ugly and a lot of ults burn from JDG. So I think this tier 1 bot side is under quite a lot of threat. TP onto no minions though. They did manage to clear that out. Good for them. With the Sivir here and the rest of BLG around, I think they can potentially look to get this turret regardless. Fighting over the Krugs now. Picked up by Shadow. Throw down a big old boulder. Let the chase begin. Bin's also here, and Xiaoshu can't walk up to this, so that'll be another turret, and that ends up being the additional price of that play into the jungle. A little bit awkward, but it's done. Blaze and Jort will clear out a few of those wards. That's an engage. That's actually pretty good. Hang on, Knight, how did you get caught there? It's too aggressive, and now Kanavi Shadow. I'm so used to the Skarner being Kanavi. Goes down as well. Oh dear. Jungle mid diet. 20 minutes and Atakan's there. It's the BLG patented throw. An overreach. A touch of laziness. You couldn't be there. Knight's mispositioning has Shadow following afterwards, and Atakan will now be JDG's. I want a replay on that. How on earth did Knight end up there alone? Dragon's about to spawn. They have to do a potential 5v3. Knight can teleport in. Has got Weaver's Wall as well. Make the 5v4. Shadow's alive. Looking to drive on down. Not going to step on forward. The Equalizer kind of sucks. Weaver's Wall coming down. Shun will die, though. That's not bad. BLG now trying to trade on. That was on. Even with the Unbreakable, looks pretty breakable to me. Supports are traded, though. As Joy is also forced down. Xiaoshu, Scout, Pays, running. The Boomerang Blade will chunk out a couple. Dragon now going to be secured. Shove back onto Scout, who has to shuffle away. Does so to safety. The BLG still gets soul point to right the ship a little bit after that ugliness of Knight getting caught alongside Shadow. Let's have a look at this one. So, Knight trading with Jaw has got on kind of around, but just disrespectful. Just disrespectful. There's 5 people here. And Knight going down as On and Shadow panic trying to come over and protect him. It's just too far. They do play this one a lot better. Elk manages to spell shield the Decimating Smash, cleanse away from Shun, is then put into the bin. Isn't very tanky on that one. On will get traded there, right? But then Jaw also goes down. Ends up being trade out well enough. Advantage to BLG on that one. Slight advantage to JDG came on through, but BLG back in the driver's seat. Solid chance for them to win. But again, these kind of 20-minute mark around objectives where people just aren't as safe to be contesting by themselves. The time to kill is just so short at that point. Respectful of JDG's own collapse potential. Pick potential, and Jaw found a good moment. Ding Dong Gaming in general struggling. Equalizer onto the wave. Didn't save it in the long run. That bot lane tier 1, but still. See the thought process. Second item's largely completed. Billy Gaming were 8-1, have lost a couple series in a row now. JDG 4 and 6 have been languishing as a rather mediocre team here in Group Ascend. Their flaws have been unfortunately quite obvious as games have gone on. Scout very up and down. Pays and stories about the fact that Scout has to translate for him, whereas Ruler really didn't need any communication. He'd just do the thing. It's led to some issues here and there. Draw. Mounts up. 4 minutes until Dragon. Not much else, though. Oh, Storm, but that's still pretty deep. I think Shaw's going to get driven into a wall with the Excel's impact. Flash over from Shadow will force Pace to Valkyrie away. Hit with the rocket, slowed down by the smite. Gonna get the equalizer on top of him. Is now forced to flash. Down half his speed, but flash forward from Elk. Pace just doesn't have the mobility. He's gone. They get both bot laners. Very well done from BLG. And this time it is JDG's chance to overreach. They roll poorly. Billy Gaming can turn towards the Baron on spawn. Xiaoshu's going to reset. Does have the teleport. Have got Shun. Keeper's verdict. Teleport behind. But I think this Baron is likely gone. Shun will just not be able to get here in time. It's down to 3k HP. Zoned out is Shun. Baron secured. Flash for the headbutt. Shun's going to try and heroic charge out to safety. Jaws also teleported back in. Decent knock-up onto Shadow, but Knight now coming on over as the squad is quite split. Pace still not here. Still dead for another few seconds. The Keeper's verdict comes on down. Yes, Knight's knocked away. Xiaoshu surviving. Good healing. But it's not enough. Bin just about out to safety. Exhaust came on down. Scout now potentially endangered. Seismic shot just shy. No more additional kills. Teleport blown on Xiaoshu. Jaw. Resets coming in from BLG. We'll have a look at the replay. Because Joe's just going on a solo warding mission. Does he cancel looking for... Oh, he comes over here looking for a big flank angle. He just doesn't find what you... So I'm assuming he just gets spotted here. Tries to get in, but the rest of JDG are just way too far away. Panics because he thinks Knight spotted him. Across his team, the Baron. Nearly some more kills as well. I mean, Paze goes down. He cannot run any further away. 14 seconds till Dragon. Is JDG in the river right now? Going to be first Dragon for JDG. BLG don't have to fight this. They want to, though. Walk behind them in the banana bush. Dragon started. Knight, flank angle. Need to get onto someone valuable with the Weaver's Wall. Now going to be spotted. There is that wall. Splitting off Shun. He does have flash. Maybe has to come across. The equalizers in. Taken by Shun. Nice smite fight. Now going to be caught in the back of the pit. Still has flash. Will be forced to burn it. The Impale comes on down. But Jor now shoved back as well. Will likely fall and does. Into the backside goes on. And Elk is just ricocheting his way through some health bars. Rumble burns down another. Goes gold. And Xiaoshu trapped out as a zombie. Burns down. Dragon secured in trade for 3. That's not really a win in the grand scheme of things for JDG. Especially with Baron still to contend with. Shadow's going to step on forwards. Gets charged with the wall. Does Shadow. On. Eats a lot of soldier damage. Doesn't have the unbreakable walls. Have to be a little bit wary there. Some assist me pings from Elk saying, oh, come with me to this turret. Bin's going to get the tier 2. Knight should get the tier 2 topside. Ends up being a lot of extra structures going the way of BLG with 30 seconds still left on the Baron. Economy well and truly secured here. 6.5k near enough. As a Baron power play will do just fine. For BLG now up 8,000 odd gold. Have a look at this one. Shun just some range and smites. Hammer shock smite. Shadow was busy looking to contend with a potential fight. And it gets a bit awkward there. Impale traded for a knock-up on Decimating Smash, but still kill off 2 members in very short order. Pace just disappears. Scouts forced to ult people away. He's got 3 items now at least, but I don't know how easy it's going to be for this Azir to solo carry the game. Shun. That was a little deep with the Monster Energy Blast going. $5.7k gold lead from the Baron. Bin's going to clear out that wave. minute and a half or so until next dragon. Baron, a minute before. That one's spawning too. 4 items for Elk, 2.3k ahead. Rumble as well. It's now a 3-item Rumble. 3k ahead. Been having a solid game here on that Rumble for now. In JDG, if you don't manage to contest well around this Baron or this Dragon, it really is lights out. It's already looking tricky. Elk is so ahead. The Atakan helps a little, right? Not really making up for 8k difference in stats. Sundis comes forward. 30 seconds on Baron. Billy Gaming in the river. Up, just wide and shower shoot. $50.8k worth of combat stats. Same there for JDG at all. Oh, on with the flash headbutt. Pulverize gets on to 3. Xiaoxi's going to flash over the wall. The soldiers come down. JDG extricate. Toss him a flash on Pays. Flash on Xiaoxi. We look. Baron. Over comes wall. Go over it. Now shoot. Front lining best he can. Size of shove. We're chunking a little bit. JDG with a flash forwards. Getting a fair amount of damage. Double decimating smash. The mount top. That's good damage on the night, but he gets to flash away all the while. Elk is untouched. The ricochets. The teleport behind. Shun deep. The shuffle comes on forwards. They finally bring low that Simmer, but I think the damage is done. The equalizer tags Pace, forcing him away. Headbutt back towards Knight. Means, of course, the kill of the scout comes on down. They'll murder the zombie as well. He's trying desperately to clear out this wave. But I think this game may well just be done as Knight teleports towards the wave in bot lane. JDG, a valiant last gasp. But it is not enough to keep them all alive and ticking. Inhibitor falls and Billy Gaming the ones to come away with the victory in this one. A slight fumble around the Atakan, but largely the more dominant team here again. Dong Gaming, despite Scout's early laning moments, going to be ruining the fact that Pace got teleported on, that they fumbled that bit around the Herald into mid-turret, into Dragon sequence as well. Planning just not there. Shadow flashing the Mad Lions logo.
敌军还有30秒到达战场，碾碎他们。全军出击！
come back. I can just chunks out a little there. But I have no Glorious tea. Anything crazy at the level 1, guys? What did I miss? What did I get pinged about? You muted that? No, I just ran away to go get myself some tea. Well, chunk onto Shadow. Oh my days, it just get the kill. Very nice invade. Not the priority. Knight getting chunked out in mid lane. Turns into a really nasty invade, and Shadow caught out mid first clear. That one sucks. He's gonna lose his red buff here as well. Nasty, nasty scenes. At least get that bot side scuttle crab, I suppose, but he put significantly behind. Xiaoshu run out. Counter strike. Scout eats a fair amount of damage from Knight. Still has a stun rolling here. Just needs to be a bit careful, actually. Bit of a heal back, courtesy of Leona hitting the Wild Atlas proc. Stun to Xiaoshu, who does have a counter strike. Will get the stun onto the Nautilus, but not much more. Shadow red invade went wrong. Ah, that's unfortunate. That explains it. Red invade going wrong. Ooh boy. Well, punished. Gonna give Shun a lot of early priority on a Wukong as well. A champion he's not exactly a stranger to. Let's make no bones about that one. Shun should trade out for some Krugs here at the very least. Could theoretically dive bin. On now turning up in mid lane. Scout with flash available isn't going to be under too much threat and does get the Justice Punch out. You have Phase Rush running anyway. Shadow taking the opportunity to try and take a dragon here. Doesn't have any camps to clear. Just says, look, I might as well pick up what I can. Down 700 gold does suck in this early game though. Cull for Cull in our bot laners. Power is unleashed, courtesy of the Spiritual Cultivation. That Staggering Blow Auto. Teleport coming on through from Leona with the spellbook. On still has his. We are seeing a lot of supports burn their spells immediately on 6 minutes to get that teleport out early. Very valuable from supports. Xiaoshu. The stun, nicely buffered through by On. Turning around now a little bit with that cultivation again. Cultivation of spirit, rather, is the way to say it. Staggering blows, flash, buys some time. Shield is good, trying to buy some time. And Xiaoshu now in danger to slow down. Needs to flash halt away. Knight's though coming, can look for a flash hold stun. Will get that kill onto Xiaoshu, can't escape. Ends up being the 1-for-1. Knight now potentially in danger. Shielded around Taunt, just in range. Shun coming on over with the Cyclone. Knight now in danger, doesn't have another stun, and Shun finds a second TP behind. As On's come on forward, Shun's got to be a bit wary. The hook lands. They don't have the Warrior Trickster. Public execution. And Shun goes down as well. 2 for 2. That was a whole thing. JDG are the ones who do get the feats of warfare at the very least. And he's going to collect the wave topside, as is Scout, so lanes remained largely matched. Ooh, my days, that hook was nearly there. Trying out the Arc of Judgment. Scrubs being started by BLG. They've claimed one. Should be able to get the second here as well, I'd imagine. It's coming over. Maybe look to steal one away. Oh, baby. No, not quite in range. Turning around to potentially jump onto Shun, but overcomes Pays and Fjord. The bot lane around. Solar Flare does land on the Shadows now, and this is danger, but the Crescent Guard forces the Leona miles away. Teleport behind. In comes the hero's entrance. Dodged away from Elf, who's now potentially near the Alcaroon. Comes on down the flash forwards with a stun. Does manage to cleanse Flash away, but to what end? They've lost two. It's Kai'Sa getting up the double. Trying to get that last grab as Shadow went on in, trying to get some damage down onto Pays. Will not be able to do so. And another kill goes the way of JDG. They get the last grub as well, and BLG just disrespect the teleport angle and the Galio ult. Pays with the cleanse, with the flash, with the ult. Does what Elk was hoping to. Kai'Sa comes away from the first major skirmish of the game after that bot side fracas with a significant advantage. They try to turn onto Shun. They got a teleport behind, and he's coming. The minute it becomes a 3v4. Try to burn down the Leona. At this point, Galio immediately ults, having TP'd it. They have to flash back around, but then Elk is kind of split off. The Justice bunches from Taunt onto Elk, puts him in a horrible position. Kai'Sa flies forward to get that kill with the flash. And Shadow's just too deep at this point. Can't get onto Pays. He ends up with 2 kills there. Everyone but the top lane is involved. We end up in a pretty interesting spot. Scout as well. Now 104. Actually getting a lot of value there on this Galio. Similarly with Shun. 100% kill involvement. 1,500 gold ahead individually. Trinity Force well and truly done. The jungle gap after the early red side invade went so wrong. Minute until Dragon. Vin's going to reset. See a fight over this one? We might well do, actually. BLG, though, aren't really at first items. Got one for Ambessa. Do not in the jungle. Certainly don't anywhere else either. Might be worth just giving this one up. Second dragon would be nice. Knight's going to get taunted. We'll then start the stun while he's at it with the incinerate. Then clears out that wave well enough. Shadow is not passing towards Dragon. I think they're going to give that one up. A few minutes until Herald. I believe just 20 seconds or so, guys. I'll be right back. Make sure nothing crazy happens while I'm gone. I don't think we're going to see any contests here over Dragon. I'll be right back. Did I miss much? Hoping not. Doesn't appear to be. That case. Oh, Ghost pot. I need to switch summoners though. Alright, clearing out the wave best they can. Stun onto Scout. Taking turret aggro, and I think we should be just fine. Ooh, nearly there from on. Dragon was understandably taken by JDG as we were expecting. Doing his best to get as much gold here as he can. Is down. 200 gold courtesy of those kills going the way. Okay, to pick up a couple of turrets late with his help. Bin trading well there for a second or two, but out of the ground masses might after the counterfight comes on down, and Bin now potentially in danger. Just get those cinders. He's trying to think about turning from around to a blast going to work with. Let's get the sundering slam down. He goes with a bit more work. Elf is around. Public execution forces a flash at the back end of it. Flash for flash. Especially without coming down the river. Looked to actually turn that around. He'd used his transcending of himself. Go untouchable shadowing down the river. Not quite find what he was after, I don't think.
绿塔镀层即将脱落。
They nearly claimed topside, not quite there yet. Go down a little bit after some early advantages really were earned by JDG. Do this, they get a game where it looks fantastic. Can't quite find everything else they're looking for. Still, speed from Gun in particular proves to be dangerous, I think, in the grand scheme of things. We're going building towards that second item. Got a tunneler in inventory already. Good goal ahead of Shadow, who's having a tough game. Hey, on the sky. Press guard. Dude. First turret yet claimed by either team. Now, available for ult here. Roam down. Now she's also putting up towards that bottom side turret. Like it's going to be feat of strength over towards JDG. It is. Now from behind. For an angle. Solar flare. Slows up too. Trying to get on top of Jaw, but he's not really the most valuable target. That's a direct angle in the back line for the hero's entrance. Xiaoxu with the stun onto multiple people. Oh, Scout Anthers was shielded around. Nightlow needs to run away. The stun back. Elk in danger. Jumps over the wall. Will not manage to do so. It's a disaster for BLG and JDG. Are the ones to punish. Turret taken by Xiaoxu. Teleports behind. The moment the solar flare hits too, it is lights off and away we go for Scout into the back line with a wonderful hero's entrance angle. Having just falls back. We're going to get a replay in a second. And it really is a cavalcade of failures. Teleports by someone through. On goes looking to get on top of Shurtsu. Jumps away. Flash. W. Hero's entrance comes down, and basically at this point, it's open season. For a really good start from Scout in the 1-2 punches. Scout gets a lot of value out by flashing the court. Trapped in the pit, the cyclone's still up. Elk goes over the wall and still dies. Like, it doesn't get much worse than that. 10 stacks on the Medjay for Scout, by the way, now. They're up 5,000 gold. Ain't looking easy at this point. Dragon's up. JDG should just pick this one up. RG for free. Back in the turret. Can't stay here. That's on as well. Herald's still here. Charges to no avail. Unneeded. And because it did charge before the turret went down, it's not actually going to get any value. It does get a charge on the tier 2. I said it wouldn't because of the weird interactions sometimes Herald has with turret charging. Dying. Rashu's gone quite deep for this. There is a hero's entrance. Try and turn this around onto him. Slightly dead. Yeah. Maybe given up. Gone. Public execution buster through the CC. Get that kill, and Best is the one it's in. Securing it. Pays though, we'll get the tier 2 in trade. Elk calms down. He's 2 levels up now. Nymaera just not working out. Again, it's this Kraken Slayer into Hurricane build. Which is all well and good, You are into a Jax, a Leona, a Galio. Yes, the Galio has gone to AP build with the Medjai's in inventory and all the rest of it, but no. Do worry about the survivability of this Nara. Minutes until next dragon. It's all point for JDG, and lights are already looking pretty dark here. Not quite out. Billy Gaming. It might be another one of those game 1 wins into fumble a bit. Wasn't as sure about this draft. I think a lot of my concerns are proving to be kind of true here. G are on a ward right now. Scout they'd be jumping on, not the easiest target. And bad. That's a calm. About to spawn, went looking for Scout. Public execution. Oh, interrupts his Justice Punch. Hang on, now this might be interesting. He's taken pretty low. Reminder, because he's got the Medjai, he's not very tanky at all. He's gone. I know to get over the wall. That's a knock up onto Shun. The hook afterwards. Potentially a great angle. Will Cyclone. The Arc of Ruin coming on down on low as they try to stun him up. But that's on the base! They picked him up. Now Shun and Jaw also low. Elk getting the free fire. And BLG find a wonderful 20-minute fight. Maybe it's just the LPL, maybe it's a team that's leading that will throw around this timer. 3 members dead, Shun's alive, just about. That is surely Atacom for Billy Gaming. An excellent, excellent comeback fight. 3k of your leaders on this Wukong, if the Wukong's forced to run away. Do you really have a lead anymore? Pick up this turret, it's a bounty. Oh, the bounty just fell off the Xiao. She's about to take an inhibitor turret, by the way. We'll get it. BLG will feel a little aggrieved they didn't manage to get that bounty on the tier 1 while it was at it. Brings the gold a little bit closer. Atacom petals are good. And it's just Scout getting caught off. Tries to Justice Punch away, can't. The public execution interrupts the Justice Punch. Shun comes over to try and play, and they go, yeah, that's not happening. On sees the angle, ward, flash, ult. On to Shun. Starts cycling, but does so defensively. On goes low. He gets to walk away. They turn on the Pays. He dies. Crescent Guard buys some time. And we'll get one on the way out, but getting Pays as well. Very nicely done. Medjai stacks will disappear off Scout. Shell teams are getting caught out around big objectives, about 20-minute marks. Seen that before. Jaw actually really deep. I think he might just be trouble. Elf managed to get away from the hero's entrance. Okay, step and some targeted shadows. Give Elf some room. But Xiaoxu now on top of him. Tries to jump away with the untouchable shadow. Well, he's very touchable at this point. Knight now in danger. Finn forced to flash away. This time, the Phalanx is in position to come and punish. And Billy Gaming, their light. It started to rekindle, is quickly snuffed out. There's an inhibitor in mid lane about to fall. BLG are about to get wiped here in game 2. The Nexus turrets are under siege. JDG step on board. Scout flashing on top of Knight, who's gone! No disintegrate available. Nexus turret's about to fall. And Billy Gaming will look down the barrel of a 3-game series. JDG clap back in decisive fashion.